If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.
Whether it's a movie night or just midday, Skinny Pop is a salty snack that keeps on giving. Made with just 3 simple ingredients for an irresistibly delicious taste and a large serving size that lasts. Deliciously popped, perfectly salted. Skinny Pop, popular for a reason. Shop Skinny Pop now.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And President Trump speaking out, criticizing the investigators in the Nancy Guthrie case for revealing high-tech FBI, if you will, sniffer technology looking for the 84-year-old's pacemaker. The president aboard Air Force One, you'll hear it momentarily, says he's perplexed by the fact that authorities informed the media that they would be flying aircraft equipped with Bluetooth technology to detect her pacemaker. This as the sheriff, and folks, we knew it was going to come to this, right? The sheriff is accused of turning this case into a bungling ego trip. The FBI desperate to take over. Also, what we're going to deal with this hour, the Good Samaritan describes tackling the transgender shooter at the Rhode Island ice rink this week, in which he says he went for the gun. You will hear that. His name, Michael Black, says he initially thought the gunfire was the sound of balloons popping. Of course, this is all regarding the chaos at the high school hockey rink in Pawtucket, and the shooter also went by the name Roberta, and it turns out that sure enough, he had gender reassignment surgery back in 2020. And in terms of defending South Carolina Congresswoman Sarah McBride, who's also transgender, he said the day before the shooting, keep bashing us, but don't wonder why we go berserk. When it was all over and done with, he killed his ex-wife, one of his kids, himself. 3 others are fighting for their lives. Let's start this Friday morning with President Trump. President Trump aboard Air Force One, raising the question, the President of the United States, of why would the investigators reveal what happened in terms of the technology they have coming to the area. And he was asked, the president asked, what did he think has happened to the mother?
Based on what you've been told, what do you think happened to Savannah Guthrie's mom, Nancy?
Boy, it's so crazy. It's so bad. I didn't like when they were talking about going after the pacemaker and you know, before they even started going after it, they're coming and reporting it. So if in fact they could do it that way, the person would say, well, I'm not going to let that happen, right? So bad things would happen if he not going to let that happen. I can't imagine why they would have done that. And just in terms of strategy, just one little piece, I don't know, but we have to start reporting on other subjects or else see what happens. It's a very sad situation.
And with Iran, if the whole point
of... Yeah, I have to take off. I'll come back.
Thanks.
Thank you, all right?
Yeah, thank you.
Or do I have to? Maybe I don't have to. Have a good time.
I think you have to.
Sit down.
And there are reports, and hopefully they're false, but there are reports that Savannah Guthrie will not be returning to the Today Show. And all you have to do is look in her face. And, you know, people criticizing this excellent television anchor talent because she put on makeup in one of those social media clips. The lady has to be fighting for her mental sanity right now. And Americans were criticizing her because she put on makeup. And now there are reports that she may not ever return to the Today Show. Hopefully she will. The president also asked about the Epstein-related arrest of Prince Andrew. And again, this was aboard Air Force One. The president says it's horrible for the royal family.
It was not a good one, Peter. What do you think?
I got a question about something big overseas today. The former Prince Andrew arrested by the police there, related to something with Jeffrey Epstein. Do you think people in this country at some point, associates of Jeffrey Epstein, will wind up in handcuffs too?
Well, I'm the expert in a way because I've been totally exonerated. That's very nice. I can actually speak about it very nicely. I think it's a shame. I think it's very sad. I think it's so bad for the royal family. It's a very, very sad. To me, it's a very sad thing. When I see that, it's a very sad thing to see it and to see what's going on with his brother, who's obviously coming to our country very soon, and he's a fantastic man, the king. So I think it's a very sad thing. It's really interesting because nobody used to speak about Epstein when he was alive, but now they speak. But I'm the one that can talk about it because I've been totally exonerated. I did nothing. In fact, the opposite. He was against me. He was fighting me in the election, which I just found out through the last 3 million pages of documents. Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
The president answering the questions aboard Air Force One, 800-848-9222. We turn now to Rhode Island, Pawtucket, Rhode Island. We told you the story earlier this week, and I'm telling you, folks, I'm going to say again, I support my friends in the transgender community, but something has to give here, okay? The alleged shooter in this case here, had gender reassignment surgery back in 2020, just the day before going berserk at the hockey rink, said in defending transgender Congresswoman Sarah McBride, keep bashing us, but don't wonder why we go berserk. His words. The person that stopped him, this would have been a whole lot worse. His name is Michael Black, an absolute hero. Everybody else running away from the gunfire, he ran to the gunfire and spoke to Fox News.
There's Michael Black. Michael, you are a hero. Tell us about what happened that day. When did you notice the shooter and how you went into action?
So in the first period, with about 10 minutes left, I felt like I heard 2 large balloons pop in front of me. And when I looked, I couldn't see balloons. Then I heard a third shot. And when I looked around, I saw a hand and a gun being pointed at the family in the second row. I told my wife to run. She was sitting next to me with some friends, and she got out, and I stayed. And as the crowd kind of moved, I got a clear angle at the shooter, and I jumped on the 4th step and leaped at him with my left hand. And in the leap side, I got my hand caught in the gun, held him down, fell on top of him, and then he pushed me off. I had the gun. When he stood up again, my heroes jumped in, and one tried to jump him from the back and from the side. And then eventually he fell to my feet, and we were staring right at each other. He had a very concerned look on his face and reached into his left pocket and pulled out another gun, and then shot himself.
I see that your hand is all wrapped up because I'm assuming this is the hand that got caught in the chamber?
Yes, sir. It's between the thumb and the forefinger. The hospital took care of me, put 9 stitches in there.
So think about this for a second, folks. The man pulled out another gun. He could have easily pointed the gun at Michael Black and ended his life right then and there. Fortunately for all of us, he decided to take his own life rather than injure someone else. But you talk about a hero. That's an absolute hero. Told his wife to run, get away. He went towards the gunman. But it raises the issue that I discussed the other night. And now there's a bit more as it relates to this, and that is hospitals throughout the U.S. are shutting down, from pressure from the Trump administration, transgender treatment for children. Now, the decision comes amid threats of federal investigations by the Trump administration. One such facility happens to be here in New York City, the NYU Langone Hospital, 34th Street, right off of 34th First Avenue. Full disclosure, for about 20 years, they're the hospital that treats my son's epilepsy, and they've done an excellent job in doing so. But they're shutting down the transgender treatments. And one of the doctors involved in this, a plastic surgeon, a Dr. Ira Savitsky, appeared on Fox apologizing.
Dr. Ira Savitsky joins us now. Ira, thank you. Dr. Savitsky, sorry, I'm friends with you and your wife, so I'm used to saying Ira. Thank you so much for being here. Tell me what your training was like at NYU and what you had to witness when it came to children and these surgeries.
Well, Ainsley, first of all, thank you for having me. First I want to start off by apologizing to all these children who underwent irreversible, life-altering surgeries. And as a father to 3 young children, and as a physician who took an oath to do no harm, I failed to speak up. And, I just want to thank President Trump for having more clarity on this, and our society finally came out strongly against this. So, like you mentioned, training, you're at the #1 plastic surgery program. You're just grateful to be there. Mm-hmm. There's no room to speak up. Right. You're a soldier. Because if you left, you wouldn't get your degree. You wouldn't become a doctor. Yeah, you work so hard to get there. You don't want to make waves. Right. I understand that. You're young. You're, right out of medical school. Now you're in training, I guess. And you don't want to speak up because you have these older men that you respect, or women that you respect so much, that are these surgeons. What did you see? What did you have to witness? How old were these children that were on the table having these surgeries? As young as 13, teenagers. I can only imagine what the parents were going through. I mean, they're told that their child is going to kill themselves if they don't have these surgeries. They're pressured. And what are you supposed to do? You drop everything to do the right thing for your child. And, I think that, unfortunately, there was a lot of financial motivation with these institutions. 2016, New York State passed anti-discrimination laws. That's a lot of it, too. Right. Well, now they're saying, so what happened in this case? The medical director left, and so they changed their website. Used to say Transgender Youth Health Program, and now it says Gender and Sexuality Service. And this is what NYU Langone, this is what they have said. Given the recent departure of our medical director, coupled with our current regulatory environment, we made the difficult decision to discontinue our Transgender Youth Health Program. And if you look at the stats, Dr. Savitsky, 724,000 transgender children ages 13 to 17 in our country. That's 3.3% of our U.S. Youth population. They're identifying as transgender, not necessarily having the surgery. Mm-hmm. In your experience, when you would watch these children have the surgery, what advice would you give to their parents if you could talk to them now? Well, as physicians, we're supposed to follow evidence-based medicine, and so much of the data did not show that what we're doing was the right thing. The goal is to prevent suicide, to improve mental health in the youth, and the data did not show that. Mm-hmm. So we failed them. We failed the children. We failed the parents, and I'm deeply regretful for not speaking out. Yeah, I think when you become of age, this is America. We have freedoms. You can do whatever you want to your body. I think the fear here is we want to love the child and we want to support them. Don't want them to commit suicide, but also don't want them to make a decision that they regret later in life and won't be able to breastfeed or have babies or whatever it might be. Thank you so much for coming on with us.
And there you have it, an MD apologizing for his role in assisting these such surgeries. I've got to take a break. When we come back, we're going up to Massachusetts to begin with our telephone calls. We'll chat with Roger, and we'll have more of your telephone calls.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now, is a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best our nation has to offer, especially when it comes to health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families' health. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care. Rural Americans deserve access to the best our nation has to offer, especially when it comes to health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families' health. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teen accounts.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And to Massachusetts we go with your telephone calls. Line 1, Roger, welcome to the Dominic Carter Show. What's on your mind?
Yes, thank you for taking my call. I heard, rumor style, because I inquired, that in Great Britain, for the last few years, these children now are growing up and they're filing lawsuits. I don't want to be like this. Since when do parents suddenly feel qualified to change? I mean, we all know this is absolutely, I don't know, very wrong, very wrong. It's a kind of a decision that someone makes when they turn 18 years old. This is not... because it's permanent damage. We all know all this stuff. And remember, it's the parents who are taking their children to drag bars and teaching them, the 5-year-olds, to put $5 bills in the waistbands of these. It's terrible so-called parenting, which, by the way, and they're blaming social media now, too. And down there in Washington, D.C., Zuckerberg and everybody else is going to court because... Again, because the parents aren't doing proper parenting. Hey, I can go on, but that's the point I wanted to make with the lawsuits, and it's permanent damage.
Roger, something has to give in terms of too many of these such situations are happening around the country. But for a moment, let me try and argue the other side, just for a moment, and listening to the doctor, right? So sometimes there are children in life. I've encountered children, right? Young age, like 3, 4 years old, and you meet the child and you're like, this child was born the wrong sex. Seriously, Roger. Sometimes you can tell as young as that. So if that child grows up and then, wait a minute, and then tells mommy or daddy that if I'm not allowed to be free to be myself, I'm going to kill myself. You just heard the doctor. You heard what the doctor just said. So then what happens in that situation as far as you're concerned?
I would tell them that, first of all, even even college-age students have to decide and make up and change their minds about career. There's a lot of things that
Roger, I want you to answer. Roger.
Yeah.
I like to deal with real life situations. I don't like when people just talk for the sake of talking. Put the pressure on yourself. If the child says, I'm going to kill myself if you don't let me have this procedure, then what?
I would get whatever kind of suicide prevention help for that individual. And I would tell them, you're too young. You don't understand enough yet, or whatever. You don't understand everything. And by the way, does this mean that every little girl who's placed with trucks, and because a truck driver should be required to identify as a male, and every boy who grows up to be a fashion designer should identify as a female?
Roger, I agree with what you just said, and I got to tell you, man, you just brought the conversation home, to keep it real with you, because my lovely granddaughter, who's beautiful, she's already stolen Grandpa's heart. She can get anything from me. And so I've said to my daughter and to my wife, why is it my granddaughter likes to play with these cars and these trucks like with these little boys? And they're like, I'm like, should I be concerned? And they're like, Grandpa, slow your roll. She's a little girl in school with a bunch of boys. And so I hear you, Roger, because it makes you wonder what is going on. Time for a break. More of your calls when we come back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we see your telephone calls going all the way to San Francisco. We'll get to those calls in just a few minutes. 800-848-9222. We'll get back to the transgender issue momentarily. Joining me now, Matt Blaze. Matt Blaze, she's taken the internet by storm.
Yeah.
She's known as Grandma.
Just
right?
Grandma.
Just Grandma. And
That's
she
it.
appeared at the Black History Month celebration yesterday with President Trump.
If you do a hush crime, you do hush time. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
And Grandma said it, Matt Blaze.
Grandma.
Grandma.
I'll tell you what I think, Dominic. I think Grandma should face off in a death match against Maxine Waters.
Ew.
You don't want to see that matchup?
No, not Maxine. She's tired, washed up, and yesterday's story.
But Grandma's feisty.
Right, Grandma would kick her, you know what.
That's what I'm saying. We got to see the death match.
Okay. Now I see where
want to see
going
a death
with
match.
This. Ah.
Put him in the ring. Maybe put some barbed wire around the ring ropes. See Grandma off the top rope.
So, Blaze, why is this woman taking America by storm? What is it about? Now, she lost her grandchild in D.C. She obviously supports the National Guard coming to D.C. What is it about this woman that's taking America by storm?
Because she's speaking totally from the heart with personality. She got spunk. She's feisty. And she's saying, don't come at me with any of that racist stuff. Look what this man is doing for me. Look what this man is doing. And that is why.
But the left, they don't care. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear what he's done for her and other people of color. They just want to label him the boogeyman forever, and that's it.
Well, that's what's going to happen. They're going to stick to their point. Everybody likes to stick to their point, and nobody wants to bend either way. And it doesn't work that way. The world can't work that way. There has to be compromise. Everybody has to bend to some degree, and you should give anybody their due, give them their props when they deserve it, no matter who it is. And yeah, there are people that no matter what will never give President Trump props for anything. You could disagree on one thing, but when you give him props for something else that he did, if he's due that, then you should say that. There's nothing wrong with that. This whole division that we have of I can never agree, I can never say what he did was good is ridiculous. That is why we remain divided, because you don't want to ever say anything good. And we just can't live like that.
And you're right. And I see we have your homeboy on line one, Teddy in Yonkers. Before I get to Lou in San Francisco, let's see what's on Teddy's mind. Teddy, you're on with myself and Matt Blaze. How are you? What's going on?
Okay, good morning. How is Curtis Sliwa doing? Do you know?
Why would you ask me that?
Because you've talked about him a lot of times.
Are you trying to be a smart ass this morning, Teddy?
No, I like Curtis Sliwa.
Okay, so wait. You know what, Teddy? You're about to meet Mr. Click. So you call me up in the middle of a live show because you think you're going to start some drama with me and Mr. Sliwa.
No, okay, I'll get back to what I want to discuss.
Okay, let's do that.
You're bringing up the grandmother again. You had it on the 3 o'clock show. It was on this morning. Why do you want to bring it up again? To be redundant?
Why not? Why shouldn't I bring it up? I bring it up to prove phony liberals like you that talk garbage out of one side of your mouth and you don't mean it. You're mad that she's black and she's praising Trump. Admit it, Teddy.
You like to categorize other people.
What Matt Blaze just said.
When people categorize you get all uptight.
What Matt Blaze just said is 1,000% correct. Why would you object to me playing her? Why? She's taking the internet by storm.
You're entitled to play anything you want.
Right.
It's
so then why
show.
did you raise that as a point?
Because I want to express my feelings.
Okay, so let's hear your feelings. So let's get to the feelings. Feelings, nothing more than feelings.
I know your agenda.
You know my agenda, Teddy?
Your agenda is a conservative, right-wing agenda.
Really?
Exactly.
Hey, Teddy. Growing up in the projects in the Bronx, I didn't see you living right next to me.
Stop that. Derek has told me everything about
Teddy, I didn't see you in the building. I didn't see you, Teddy.
Told me everything about you. You weren't the greatest athlete either, okay?
First, don't get me started because the person you're quoting was far from the greatest athlete. He might have been on the basketball team, but he was far from the better athlete. Please don't you're trying to divide and conquer. Teddy, do you have anything to say or are you just wasting my time? Just like I thought, you're just wasting my time. Absolutely wasting my time.
Dominic is done with you.
From now on, Teddy, if you don't have something good today, something good to say it with somebody else. And Blaze, you're trying to calm me down. Oh, feelings. Nothing more. Feelings. Why are you laughing? Trying to forget my
Dominic, I think you're a better singer than you do math.
Love. Wait, I'm on a love-making thing right now. Feelings. Oops, I'm on the wrong part. I'm on the wrong chorus. You see, Yetta, you sang on your YouTube video that you sent me. Well, you gotta leave. We gotta get to the chorus. The best part. I feel like slow dancing. Standing up and slow dancing. I'm not thinking about Teddy anymore. Here we go. Feelings. Oh, my feelings. Why are you laughing?
I like when you sing, Dominic. You sing very well.
Will never come again. So you did this to calm me down intentionally. Oh, wait. Just one more time. Ooh, whoa, feelings. Come on, Matt Blaze. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Go ahead, man. You got on your Run DMC shirt today.
That's right.
Oh, boy. That calmed me down. So Blaze, why are people always trying to get me to go after Curtis Lewa?
I don't know. Teddy came today with some wacky agenda, which I don't know why. You weren't talking about Curtis, so I don't even know why he brought it up.
Then he's trying to get under my skin. You know why he brought it up?
Why?
Because he can't compete anymore. And I'm running him into the ground, and he doesn't know what to do. So he's trying to fight back. So he says, I know what I'll do. I'll bring up Curtis Lewa. That'll get him going, and he'll lose control. Teddy, I don't lose control. Even when I yell, it's controlled. Believe me when I tell you that.
But then,
believe me, Teddy.
But then even after that, he goes, okay, let me get to what I really called about. You played the grandmother today at 3 o'clock. Why are you playing it again, Dominic? What are you being redundant?
You're right. And by the way, Teddy, you don't think people complain tremendously at the amount of telephone calls I take from you? 90% of our listeners don't want to hear you ever. And you got the nerve to complain about a grandmother being redundant when they don't want you on the air, Teddy? And I take your call because I like you. But, Teddy, you're going to have to catch the early bus. As Reverend Jackson would say, you got to catch if you ever think you're going to trip me up with anything, Teddy, you've got to get the early. He even went to, I hear you wasn't a good athlete. He keeps trying to do a divide conquer because one of his students was someone I've known for 50 years, right? And he keeps trying to do it. Yeah, I hear you weren't a good athlete. Well, I played on 3 different high school football teams and started, Teddy. And how would you know, Teddy? Because you're not an athlete.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand, why he called up specifically today to get, under your skin. First I'm going to talk about Curtis. Oh, wait, that didn't work. Now I'm going to talk about why you play the grandmother. Oh, wait, that didn't work. Now I'm going to say that you weren't even a good what was he so angry about today? I mean, Teddy's always a little angry.
I'll tell you what he's angry about, and then I'm going to Lou, who's been so patiently standing by in San Francisco. I'm going to put it out there. He's angry because I'm black and I support Trump. And he's a classic, phony, crazy liberal that wants to tell me what I'm supposed to think. And, Teddy, I just say to you, man, feelings, whoa, feelings. I don't know the rest of the song. There you go, Blaze. There you go, Blaze.
Whoa,
there you go.
Feelings.
There you go, Barry White. There you go. Feelings of love.
Yes, Dominic, yeah. Feelings, baby. Your feelings.
Oh, Blaze. Oh, that's pretty good there. Let's go to line 3, Lou in San Francisco. Lou, what's on your mind?
Hi there, Don. I've been on the phone for 25 minutes.
I apologize, Lou. We get a lot of telephone calls, Lou.
There's no problem. My point is, anybody who is a trans person is mentally ill. And these people need to have therapy. And these people are killing other people, and there is no such thing as a trans. A man cannot be a woman, and a woman cannot be a man, and that's my point, and I'm done.
Hey, Lou, I hear that you're done, but wait a minute now. So we have 1 or 2 transgender people that call the program, and I don't think they're mentally ill. A person, I do agree that it's gone way, way farther than it should have gone. But a person can't be into whatever they're into sexually? I mean, why does that have to be mental illness?
No. You don't understand.
I understand.
By definition, these people are mentally ill. There's no way that a man can be a woman. It is not possible.
I'm with you on that. You darn sure can't deliver a baby. Lou, thank you for the call from San Francisco. Feelings I'm still thinking about Teddy. I've got to think about feelings. Let's go to Sandra, line 5, New Jersey. Sandra, good morning. What's on your mind?
I think you would be lost without Teddy. I really do. Mm-hmm.
Really?
I think you two have a love, little hate relationship. And I enjoy listening to Teddy talk to you, and I do. I do. Yes.
But Sandra.
What?
Sandra.
What?
He's going to call me up and say, how's Curtis Sliwa? And I'm supposed to go for the bait.
He's trying to ruffle your feathers a little bit. You know,
okay.
It's okay.
Okay, but when he asked about Curtis Sliwa, I want to say feelings, you know. But anyway, what's on your mind this morning, Sandra?
Well, you know, I was listening about these plastic surgeons who are finally owning up and deciding not to do these barbaric surgeries. And I have to say, you never had the pleasure of meeting my husband, Michael, but he just, you know, he retired because he had his own problem. But he would always turn away people who wanted to have those surgeries done. He would say, you know, I don't do many of those. He wouldn't say, no, I'm not going to do it. No, it's not right. He would be very diplomatic and say, I only did maybe 1 or 2. You really want me to do it? So that's how he handled it. But he knew it was wrong. And now, finally, more doctors are becoming like that. So, you know, I give my husband credit. He's a good man. He's not out for the money.
Too. So, but wait,
right?
Sandra, do you think the doctors that are coming forth now that they're hypocrites for saying, oh, it was wrong? They're saying it's wrong now, but they did it in years past.
Well, yeah, they're a little bit hypocritical, but you know what, Dominic? Better late than never. It's never
right.
too late to change, right?
Yeah.
So that's okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they were trying to make money, and that's the wrong thing to do, but now they're waking up. It's wrong, and they see it, and that's good. Yeah.
Sandra, thank you for the wonderful call, and send out regards to your husband. And I've got to take a break and feelings. Whoa, feelings. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
Feelings. I'm more impressed with feelings than I am with Teddy. Teddy, can you hear me in Yonkers? Feelings of love. Teddy. So I'm looking at my Twitter, at my ex. Oh boy, Teddy, they are lighting you up here. Let me open up my phone here. Let me see. I'm trying to get to one comment. Here. The lovely DMS. Oh, she's not playing, Matt Blaze. She says Teddy was out of line tonight asking about Curtis, was just playing an old lady mean. He wanted to start trouble. What did Curtis have anything to do with the subject at hand about the woman at the event in Washington, or even your feelings about Trump? Why did he bring up Curtis? DMS says. Does he want a job as a producer of a talk radio program? I don't think so, says the lovely DMS. She says, it seems Teddy wants to make you wrong because even he knows deep down you're right. What was the song? I don't want to be right. Whatever. She goes on to say about this woman, blah, 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 blah. But he only makes himself look childish, foolish, mean, ineffective. And DMS goes on to say, so much so I'd say impotent. Ooh, boom, Teddy. 2 + 2 = 4.
Damn.
Teddy.
DMS ain't playing.
DMS ain't playing. Now, Teddy, don't you know that there are listeners that have me well trained, that if I say the word Curtis, I'm in punishment for a whole week? They have me well trained not to say anything about Mr. Sliwa. Nada. They say, why lower yourself to that? And you know what? They're right, Matt Blaze. They're right. They're absolutely right. Oh, look who's calling. What a coincidence. Liz in Florida, line 5. Liz, good morning.
Hello, Dominic. So
Hi,
if loving
Liz.
you is wrong, I don't want to be right. That's the song that you were thinking
That's
of.
the song. Well, Liz, how do you know? Liz, how do you know that song?
Oh, I love the 70s. And the feeling song, oh my gosh, I love that song.
But wait,
Love it.
you
So
know,
I
the song.
yeah.
Wait, Liz. Yeah. Wait a minute. So you not only do the cookies, you not only cook, you know the song. Wait, what is it again? If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Wow.
Yes.
You know, I don't know. I don't know, Liz. So what's going on?
Okay, so I kept on thinking, and I'm like, wait a second. Back in the 60s, 70s, Marlo Thomas did a song called Free to Be You and Me and a show. And in it, it was Alan Alda, Harry Belafonte, Mel Brooks, Carol Channing. Amazing. Okay, so the whole purpose of it was about gender neutral. And it was really, really interesting because they said that, you can't distinguish between, genders. Basically, you can be anyone you want. And I mean, it started back then. You should really look into that.
So I can wake up tomorrow and be a cat?
No. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you the story about this. No, but this was about having values such as individuality and comfort with one's identity, and you could be anyone you want. So I'm just I just thought about that. But the cat thing, I was on a plane once. I may have told this to you, and I was sitting next to a teacher who was ready to retire way before she was supposed to. She said she couldn't take it anymore. Her principal was making her read books that she didn't want to read to the kids, and this one child came in identifying as a cat, and she had to keep kitty litter in her classroom. And she said that was the last. Yeah, really true story.
Oh my God.
So
Liz,
yeah.
I want to apologize to the other callers, all the folks that are on hold, because we're almost out of time. Matt Blaze, are you itching to say something or play something? Because you seem like you're a ton of energy. Oh, there we go. Liz, can you believe this?
Oh,
go ahead, Liz.
Feelings.
Go ahead, Liz.
Come on, Dominic.
Go ahead.
Sing with
go
me.
ahead. Whoa,
feelings.
Feelings of love. Oh, Liz, thank you, Liz. I'm back at 3 p.m. Eastern. Teddy, see you then. Feelings.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Wrestling with spam calls, phishing emails, or annoying scam texts? It's happening because your private information is being sold across the web. PCmatic DList offers a free exposure scan showing which data brokers and people search sites are selling your data. Then, with a basic upgrade, PCmatic Delist completes the opt-out process to get your private information delisted. Stop the annoyance and safeguard your private information now. Visit www.pcmatic.com today.